Hello everybody and welcome to day 4 of our diary. This is the 4th day of 15 days or 15 videos that will come out. So we hope you enjoy our tour around
St Maarten.
St Maarten.
We've been there before, haven't we?
I love St Maarten. And there's a reason why. Tell them why I love St Maarten. You know why I love St Maarten.
Because it's a straightforward water taxi across to the beach.
Easy day. It's the easiest day on the cruise. I love it. There's no hassle, no stress. So let's take them through our day.
Well, the day started with a beautiful blue sky. So we knew it was going to be a lovely day. 2 ships had already beat us in, Celebrity and P&O. But we sort of settled into dock and then went... Now, we're not going to cover breakfast, but yesterday we forgot to show the menu. And I do think it would be quite nice to show everybody the menu. So here's the menu and give you a chance to look at it. There's daily specials, which I had the corned beef hash the one day, and that was...
Do you know, I don't think I had one special on that menu.
Yeah.
No. I'm a creature of habit. I always have an English breakfast, scrambled eggs, extra hash brown.
But as you can see, there are plenty of different options on the menu.
Oh, and toast and jam. So, coming off the cruise ship, I was actually really surprised to see, even though there was 2 other cruise ships in port, that it wasn't that busy.
No, it wasn't.
It's crazy. And, of course, when we came up, we were greeted by the lovely sound of one of Mike's favourite things, a steel drum band. Is that right?
Yeah, I just call it a steel band. Where I used to work, there used to be one there, and they used to be at the local carnivals and stuff. But they folded, and I haven't heard a steel band for years. So being in the Caribbean, it's just so nice when you get off the ship
feel welcome,
and greeted by a steel band.
But also what made us feel welcome was the lovely array of shops. When you come off the port in St Maarten, you are greeted straight away by the ticket booths and the shops. But we didn't go to the shops first. We went straight to the ticket booth.
No, we were going straight over to the beach. So
yes, I said ticket booth for the water taxi.
Yeah. So from the port, you can get a water taxi, which takes you across to the shops and the beach. It costs $7, and that is return each. So it's not a bad price, is it?
No, but if you remember rightly, when we first got off, we were a bit worried because the queue was massive for the ticket booth, but then realised that everyone was queuing for one ticket booth. It's like they saw the queue and just queued, but there was about 5 or 6 with no queue, so we just walked up and bought a ticket.
So good tip, don't get it from the first place you see. You can get it right where you board the boat and bypass the queues.
We finally boarded the water taxi that would take us across the water to the beach. Now, bearing in mind, St Maarten's beach is right there on the port. Now, that sounds like it might be a bit dirty, but it is a beautiful beach, beautiful water. And the thing I loved about the water taxi the most is, I'm not sure if you remember, but they were playing Christmas songs in a Caribbean style. And I loved that. It was all like, the Christmas favourites, but done in a Caribbean style. So we cruised along slowly over to the shore.
It's about 10 minutes, isn't it?
If that, lovely little trip. Lovely little trip. And when we got off on the jetty on the other side, you were greeted by a lot of vendors that were trying to sell trips and different things. So
so if you haven't got a trip booked and you were looking for something, there's plenty of opportunity there. But we weren't interested in a trip. We know how nice the beach was there. So we came out from the water taxi and turned left.
We did, and where we were greeted by an abundance of people trying to sell us sunbeds, which is fine. That's what they do. That's their main trade there. But we found early on that the prices were quite high. So we carried on up the beach, talking to different people, haggling and bartering. And eventually we got our sunbeds for...
$25, was it?
$25, yes.
For 2.
And there was also another hidden deal within that. And if you remember what that deal was, my favourite thing.
You got Wi-Fi, but you also got 6 beers for $15.
And you can choose, and you can have Corona, but we went with Carib because I love Carib. I think it's called Carib beer.
Yeah. So on the beach, you're not given too much hassle. I mean, there are vendors come along with, there's ladies bringing scarves and offering massage, but they're not persistent. If you say no, then they don't pester you, do they?
And the good thing I liked about it all was when I was in the water, the sunbeds are right to the shore. So you could be in the water and literally be a couple of arms lengths away from your stuff. So you could always keep an eye on it as well, which is really nice, I thought.
Yeah, I think all in all, we love the beach in St Maarten. So we definitely spend our day there.
It is pretty, but because it's a whole day thing for us, we had to have a little walk. So we went around the town, and I was actually quite surprised how colourful and pretty it was in places.
Yeah, because last time we didn't do the town, and so we did think we were going to have a little explore. There wasn't a great deal to see, but there were some nice areas.
Yeah, there was a nice little place with some like bars and cafes and some fountains and trees. But
And it was very colourful.
I was just about to say it was very, very colourful. And if I remember rightly, when we went back to catch the water taxi back over, down there was a lot more shops. I think there was a casino. There were some other places like more
it looked quite a big
brands.
casino, and there was the usual. There was a beautiful church again, a windmill.
Oh yeah, there was, wasn't there?
Yeah, was that for a bar?
I have no idea. It might have been
really good bars there,
a little Moulin Rouge copy, I think, or something like that. I'm not sure. But yeah, so then we jumped on our water taxi back, and we headed on back over to the ship. So when we landed back on our jetty at the cruise port, we got off in our droves, and I absolutely cacked myself because...
Did you let out a little scream?
I did a little bit because I didn't realise that right next to me as I'm queuing was a massive, and I mean massive.
It was massive.
Iguana. And I wasn't expecting it to be there on the floor. Then everyone sort of like jumped and started looking as well. But I was petrified.
I was brave. I got as close as I could to get some pictures.
But then I realised they were everywhere. They were on rocks. They were obviously out for the sun because it was a very hot day. They were sunbathing, but I wasn't prepared for that.
Look out for them.
Crazy. So we went back to the ship after that.
Did we mention the cockerel as well?
Oh no, we didn't.
There was a cockerel walking around.
Yeah, they did.
Shops.
Don't even ask me what port this was, but there was all sorts of zoo life going on.
But the shops itself, the usual clothes, trinkets,
jewellery,
magnets,
diamonds, that sort of stuff.
Duty free.
But it was clean and it was presentable. And it was colourful. It was
colourful.
Yeah, it was
very
nice.
nice.
It was nice. Now, if you like shopping, please do not forget about Voyager's own shopping strip, which is called Broad Shops.
Broad Street Shops.
Broad Street Shop. Broadway?
Broad Street.
Broad Street Shops. Now, the reason why I say this is because I was actually quite fascinated in how many shops there was. I remember Discovery too, and there was a selection of shops, but they weren't that great.
Yeah.
But Voyager seemed to really cater for shopping. Yeah. I mean, there was, can you remember a list of some of the places there were? I think there was a jewellery shop.
Swarovski, Lacoste.
Yeah.
There was watches.
Perfume. Clothing.
Pandora.
Like a shop to get your essentials from. There was a lot going on.
Sweets, chocolate.
There was a lot going on. And I even spent probably half a day one day shopping around the shops because it was that intense. There was a lot there. And one day they even had a market going on.
Should we just say what time? They're open from 6:30 to 11 each evening. If you look in your cruise news, they have a list of what's happening. So I think on the night we were there, they were doing rum tasting in the duty-free shop and also rum cake tasting. I think they were giving free bangles away at one of the shops as well. So it's definitely worth looking at your cruise news to see what the offers are for that evening.
100%. And can I just quickly add, if you're like me and you didn't bring enough aftershave, then I just got there for a spritz before the musical.
We do like our aftershave, don't we?
As far as shopping goes, I like to have a little look around. And I remember going in there and trying on some stuff.
You're a bit addicted to sunglasses, aren't you?
I do.
I knew he would make a beeline for the sunglasses. You got enough sunglasses, mister. Ooh, very nice.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, how much?
More than I can afford. 146 quid.
You don't need them.
I'm hoping that the video clips doesn't show me wearing loads of different ones because I bought about 6 or 7 pairs on holiday with me. I'm that addicted. But it wasn't just sunglasses. There was clothes. I mean, I was trying, but super dry. Clothing and all sorts of stuff. I even looked at some Tag Heuer.
Well, I didn't have this off the ship though. But...
No, Tag Heuer watches and stuff that I really wanted back.
Oh yeah, the watches.
Couldn't
Beautiful.
afford them. Yeah.
When we finished at the shops, it was time for our evening meal. So we went to Latitude that evening. Unfortunately, I didn't film the evening menu, so I haven't got the menu of what was available that night. Can you remember what you had?
Only all the time. I remember I had a beef stew that night. To start with, if I remember, I had those weird onion rings. I think they were like cheesy filled. I'm not sure. I think so, yeah. I can't really remember much of those, but I do remember the beef stew that I think both of us had.
I had beef stew. I love stews.
Honestly, it was so tasty, so lovely.
It was lovely, yeah. With the crusty bread.
Oh, I could have a crusty bread. And for the evening meal, for the pudding, I'm pretty sure I had like an apple tart as such with ice cream.
I had some sort of chocolate cake, I think, but I can't
Yeah.
remember.
It was nice.
But it was a lovely
nice,
meal.
yeah.
Really enjoyed the meal. So
I'm not going to say it was my favourite meal because obviously
Yeah.
that's to come. So keep watching because you will see one night when we go a bit overboard. But no, it was.
But all in all,
right.
it was. I enjoyed it.
It was all right. Yeah, I enjoyed it. So after being suitably full, it was time to walk on over to the Broadway Musical Lounge. I think it's called. What's it called? Is it called that?
You're getting all your Broadways mixed up.
There's a lot of Broadways going on. But either way, we always stop off at the Summer Arts House, the Arts House, to have a little refreshing drink before we go on in. Because you can take your drinks with you, and they also serve drinks in the theatre as well. So always have a little vodka, lime, and lemonade before I go on in. And then over to the 80s remix, I think it was
80s,
that night.
your era.
My era, yes. I'm that young.
Oh, I love 80s as well, though. Some great music.
Yeah, I love it as well. And it was
Let's give them a little medley.
Okay.
Oh, first, though, remember the gent from the Exchange? Is it George or Luke?
yes. It was George. I want to say George.
He was doing a turn in the audience before it started.
It's the first time we saw him.
Yeah,
we hadn't seen him before that.
He was brilliant, and he was getting everybody doing exercises because I think they were going along with sort of Olivia Newton-John's physical theme, weren't they?
It was, and he was trying to get people involved. And luckily, I got to the toilet when he hit our group because I think he started talking to our friends, but we weren't there. So luckily,
he asked me a question, but I can't remember what it was.
No, nor me.
But I think I answered inappropriately.
But he's very good. To be fair, to do what they did on the spot, very good. And the show was absolutely epic.
Yeah, it was a brilliant show. So here's a little medley.
I'm walking on somebody. I want to feel the heat with somebody. Let's get physical. I'm calling out the word hero to me and all love. He's gotta be strong and he's gotta be fast and he's gotta be fresh from the body.
After we'd loved watching the 80s remix and danced and sung our hearts out, we were off to our usual hangout for the night, which is the Summer House.
You got it.
Get it wrong. The Summer House for our usual nightcap, where I had quite a lot to drink that night, I remember. And we went to watch a band called...
Oh, Brother. Now, I was a bit unsure about Oh Brother when I first heard them, but they really grew on me as the cruise went on, and I really enjoyed listening to them. And that night in the Summer House, they were brilliant.
To be fair, I can't fault any of the bands. I mean, to start with, I was a little bit like this, but by the end of it, I loved them all. I love them all.
I think also as well, the more drink you have, the more you enjoy them.
Which was
quite
a
a bit.
lot for me, yeah. But anyway, so after we watched the band and we had a great night in the Summer House, we moved on to the kitchens where Dave here was a little bit of a pig, and I decided to have a little bit of a nightcap, but in the food version.
Yeah.
Late at night, open for late night snacks. You've still got drink machines available. Most of it is closed now though, but I think you'll find my fellow passengers, tucking into a late night snack. Yes, they've all got burgers. They've already had one 3-course meal tonight. So we now go down. The only bay that is open tonight is for late night snacks. It's the Bamboo, and just to show you the menu for late night snacks.
Yes, and I really enjoyed mine. I thought it was lovely.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Yeah. I don't think you're much a fan of burgers, but I loved it.
It was okay.
Yeah, it was nice.
And then it was off to bed. Where are we tomorrow, Dave?
We are in the amazing island of St Kitts. Now, I've been really looking forward to this one because I've never been there, and it's somewhere I've always wanted to go, but I can't remember. We did a tour, and I can't remember what it was called.
We're doing a tour called St Kitts and Fairview.
Yes, Fairview.
So I think there's a little bit of history involved.
There's quite a lot, so make sure you watch that video because there's a lot of content in that one about what we did. I think it was one of our first really big tours, wasn't it?
Yeah, find out if this one was a much better experience than the first TUI excursion we had. But We've also got our first visit to the electric rooms.
Goodness, they're going to see that. We, again, had probably a bit too much to drink on that one, so you're going to see us in our worst state, so apologies.
But we had a lot of fun.
We
And Dave
did.
got some dance lessons off one of the show team members.
We did. Can I just quickly say to you guys as well, I'm really interested to know where your favourite port is. So if you want to just write in the comments below where you think we should go when it comes to ports-wise, because we love a good port and we love a nice accessible port as well. And maybe if you want to put a comment on what sort of trips to do as well, that'd be great.
And also, we're only a small channel, and it really helps us if you give us a like and a subscribe. So we'd be very grateful for that. Thank you.
And we'll see you on the next video.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.